Coming up next, where local news comes first, a 9-year-old sworn into the Osburn Police Department, why she wants to become a police officer. Plus, what's the protocol for the Wallace School District to call a snow day? Then a dangerous bump on I-90, what the Transportation Department plans to do, and whether Commander Makenna Merrick more snow is on the way.
Yes, John, I'm just tracking how much straight ahead.
All right, we'll be looking for that. Channel 3 News at 6 begins right now.
Best for less is what you get when you shop at the home of Western Family, Harvest Foods, in Wallace. In the meat department, you'll find T-bone steak, $5.98 a pound, or Johnsonville smoked brats or sausage, 2 for $5. In the produce, buy golden bananas, 58 cents a pound. It's going on now through Tuesday, only at the home of Western Family, Harvest Foods, in Wallace.
Broadcasting from the Channel 3 studio in downtown Wallace, this is Channel 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm John Webb. Tonight, a 9-year-old's birthday wish came true after she was sworn into the Osburn Police Department. In a story you'll only see on Channel 3, we speak exclusively with Gracie. There's a new sheriff in town, but she's not the one you had in mind.
My name is Gracie. I'm 9 years old, and I'm in 3rd grade.
She's a student at the Pinehurst Elementary School, and when she grows up, she wants to become a police officer.
It's because I like the guns.
Why else?
I want to help people.
Gracie recently had a birthday party, and her parents wanted to give her the ultimate surprise.
We have a friend, Darius Dustin, who is a police officer, and so we text him and got a hold of him, and he made all the arrangements.
Osburn Police Chief Daryl Broughton and Deputy Jason Woody surprised Gracie when they swore her in as a deputy and later handed her 4 badges and 2 certificates.
Well, she got a number of different things. She got a shoulder patch from both Shoshone County and Osburn Police Department, and a cloth badge from both of those agencies as well. And she also got a fuzzy type blanket from us. We asked Gracie what it was like to be sworn in as a 9-year-old.
I was really excited, but all my sisters started yelling in my ear.
Because they are more excited than you? Yeah?
I think you were at the window yelling too.
The badges are official ones that are typically sewn onto the deputy's uniform, one from the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office, the Osburn Police Department, and 2 others representing our county and the city of Osburn.
My dad and me were thinking what we were going to do with them, but I said maybe we could put them, stitch them onto a blanket or something.
That's a good idea, yeah.
So you can have them forever?
Mm-hmm.
Have them forever.
I was thinking maybe on the blanket that the police people gave to me.
And tonight we salute Gracie along with the thousands of other brave men and women in blue. Well, the 4th annual chili cook-off took place last Saturday, and our Logan Lealing has more information. Logan?
That's right, John. The 4th annual chili cook-off took place at the Pinehurst Golf Course. According to Russell Barch, the event coordinator, he says it was a good time.
The purpose is it's a fundraiser for our youth programs for Kiwanis in the Silver Valley. We provide money for scholarships, teacher grants. I think last year the Wallace High School scholarship was awarded to Abby Berger. We also provide lunches for Special Olympics, some money for Boys and Girls State, Head Start, all sorts of youth-oriented projects.
Barch tells us there was several games during the cook-off. After the games, they went inside for a chili cook-off.
It's been quite successful. It's the 4th year we've done this.
Reporting in the Channel 3 studio, I'm Logan Lealing.
Logan, thank you. On Tuesday night, just 5 minutes before 11 o'clock, Shoshone County Deputy Ben Abshire and drug detection dog Lulu responded to a traffic stop in the area of East Cameron Avenue in Kellogg. The Kellogg Police Department pulled over a 1995 Ford Escort occupied by 23-year-old Michael Kramer and 34-year-old Jeremy Cruzan. Lulu was deployed to conduct a free air sniff around the vehicle. She detected a controlled substance. As a result, marijuana and a white white powdery substance was located, as well as drug paraphernalia. Kramer was booked into the Shoshone County Jail for charges of possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. Cruzan was cited and released for possession of drug paraphernalia and is pending additional charges of possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. Tuesday, the Wallace School District was one of few schools open across the inland Northwest. In fact, over 100 schools, including several colleges, were closed for the entire school day. We spoke with Wallace Superintendent Dr. Bob Reynolds to see what the protocol is to cancel class.
The first thing we do is have our transportation supervisor driving the bus routes, and that normally starts sometime after 3:30.
Reynolds says they also contact county plows, Sheriff Mike Gunderson, and the state police when making the decision. Some key factors that they look at are if the road is plowed, will they continue to be plowed, and just how much snow is forecasted to hit. With that big storm that dumped several inches of snow on many areas within the Northwest, students began questioning their safety while driving to school. We spoke with sophomore Carter Bailey to hear his opinion on the matter.
So as a class or sophomore class president, I do believe that I am supposed to look out for the safety of my students. I'm a leader of this building, and I do believe that we should look out for students' safety more than we are right now.
After the continuation of poor weather, the Wallace School District decided to have a snow day on Wednesday. Tonight, city officials are asking Wallace residents to be patient as they try to figure out what exactly is wrong with their front loader. Mayor Lynn Mogensen tells us that the loader broke down on Tuesday just in time for that big snowstorm. As of now, it is currently being fixed in Coeur d'Alene, and the city is renting a different loader. Roads will be plowed, but Mayor is asking residents to bear with them as they work to fix the problem. She also asks business owners and residents to push their snow onto the center beam or into a pile on the sidewalk. Well, the roads in Wallace aren't the only ones that need some work. Crews are currently working on a 7-inch bump on Interstate 90. It's all happening in between Kellogg and Smilderville, and Megan Saucer, a PIO for the Idaho Transportation Department, says this bump is nothing new.
And essentially, there was a pre-existing bump that had been there for quite a while. No one's sure on the exact date, but that appeared. But then last week we were notified by our maintenance crews and some callers that there appeared to be a dip forming in the road. So we've been partnering with some other agencies in the area to basically identify the cause of the damage, because essentially what we think is happening is water is running deeply underneath the roadway and washing away that road base. And so that's why it's kind of sinking in from the top. The stuff underneath supporting it is being washed away.
Several agencies are building wells to drain the oncoming water, all while the Transportation Department adds pavement to level the bumps. Saucer tells us that this is a short-term fix.
When we do that, the road's going to be reduced to one lane in each direction. And we're going to try and get all the bumps, all the dips out there. And if we can't get to them all, we're going to come back later.
A long-term fix will likely need deep excavation, which should take place later this spring. The speed was dropped to 45 miles per hour, and the Transportation Department urges drivers to slow down. If caught speeding, you could face up to a $150 fine. Well, we are not getting a break anytime soon. More snow is in the forecast for this weekend and on George Washington's birthday. Makenna Merrick, Channel 3's weather commander, has more. Makenna?
Thanks, John. Looking at the Doppler radar, we're seeing heavy amounts of showers down in the Moscow area with just a little through Spokane all the way through Wallace. Temperatures in the low 40s are going up into the high 20s. Looking at the 7-day forecast, we're seeing 90% chance of snow Friday and a 20% chance of snow on Washington's birthday, with snow to fall for the rest of the week. Back to you, John.
Makenna, thank you. Sports anchor Jaden House is in the sports studio with an update on the Kellogg girls basketball season. Jaden, good evening.
Good evening, John. The Lady Wildcats took on the Bonners Ferry Badgers in their state playing game on Monday, February 11th in Bonners Ferry on the Badgers' home court. The Badgers took the win 58-35, with the Wildcats' season coming to a close. The Wallace boys basketball teams were scheduled to have games on Tuesday, February 12th in St. Mary's. These games were canceled and rescheduled to Saturday, February 16th. The game is still in St. Mary's, and JV will kick off at 12 with varsity to follow at approximately 1:30. Reporting in the Channel 3 Sports Studio, I'm Jaden House.
Jaden, thanks for that. Well, we are continuing our weekly interview coverage with Senator Crabtree. This week we speak with him about trucking regulations, a new school funding formula, and wolf management in North Idaho. Thanks for joining us again.
Yes, glad to be here, John. Look forward to visiting here.
You bet. So as you said in our last interview, you're working to cut trucking regulations. You've cut 22 so far. I want to hear your opinion on random commercial safety inspections, because just a week or so ago, ISP made their biggest marijuana bust in the agency's past 5 years. So where do you stand on those random safety inspections?
Yeah, I don't know why the truck was stopped. I didn't know it was about a safety inspection, but let's say it was. We do have random safety inspections around the state. The Transportation Department actually does those, and they can stop any truck at any time, and they have a safety inspection at their call. One of the reasons they do that, I believe, is so that because they can't have every truck go through every weigh station. So sometimes they check trucks that are not going through weigh stations to check for compliance with state laws.
Okay, and we also talked a bit about the rough section of freeway between Silverton and Wallace. You said you'd look into that. Do you have an update?
I do. I did look into that, and I asked the Transportation Department about the water over the road problem that you talked about, and they acknowledge that there are slot drains that plug easily there, and they have that in the plan to rebuild and fix in the near future.
Okay.
So I did talk to them, and we're aware of that.
All right, and did they have any time spans yet, or when they're thinking about doing it?
Well, of course, it has to do with funding. Everything does, but within the next few years.
Okay. So let's talk more about the school funding formula that's currently being debated. I know you're not quite in favor of the new formula, mainly because of how detrimental it would be to the Idaho's rural school districts. Is there any new changes to the formula?
Well, there is, John, and it's starting to move our way a little bit. The Orofino School, we'll talk about Mullen here in a moment, but Orofino School is down over $1.3 million per year. And we've been able to work to the point that they are now going to be a plus $150,000 per year. That's a major change, and with no new tax money. So this is just a reshuffling of existing dollars. And that's important to those that are trying to be careful with the state's dollars, is that we don't want to spend lots of extra money, but we do want to make sure these rural schools get their share. So in line with that, John, the Mullen School was having some problems too with this new funding formula. They were set to lose about $139,000 per year, and we've worked with the formula to have Mullen now be at a plus $31,000 per year. That's the first year with no additional monies. So we're kind of excited about that. We think we're headed the right way to get our small rural schools to fit this formula much better. Now, all of this is pending the passage of the bill on the funding formula, which has not been done. But we wanted to make sure we got this money thing right before we started talking about passing a bill.
Sure. And with these new changes, how are things looking for you? Are you feeling comfortable with them?
Well, certainly when you can move the meter for, like in Orofino's case, from a minus 1.3 million per year to a plus 150,000, I'm feeling pretty good. And I'm thinking we got some things done to help Mullen that are pretty good too, going from a minus 139,000 per year to a plus 31,000 per year. So I feel 100% better, just to be honest with you.
Good. Okay, Isabel mentioned some wolf issues that are coming up here in North Idaho. Talk to us more about that.
Well, in my district, District 7 here in Idaho, we have a lot of problems with wolves and wolf depredation, particularly with regard to game and to livestock. And so there's been a wolf depredation board that's been in existence for a few years. It includes money from the livestock industry, from the sportsmen, and from the taxpayers in general. So this board administrates this money, and so we had a vote on Friday to decide whether to continue that board or not. And I am a big proponent of making sure we don't get overrun with wolves. We've crossed the bridge. We're going to have wolves, but we don't have to have them relieving us of the game populations and the livelihoods of the livestock community. So that passed the Senate with all of the Republicans and 2 Democrats voting for it. So it was pretty much a very solid support for this kind of thing. And I think that's good because I really don't want to go back to North Idaho from Boise and explain how we didn't do anything about the wolves.
Yeah, you bet. And that's going to head to the House. Do you know when?
Yeah, I don't know when. I haven't seen their calendar. Not aware of what's going to happen or when it's going to happen over there. So anyway, just a heads up about trying to manage wolves in Idaho after their reintroduction.
All right, sounds good. Mr. Crabtree, thanks for joining us again.
Well, John, look forward to next week, and we'll talk again.
All right, you bet. In the state news tonight, the Idaho Department of Fish and Game has placed a bounty on rainbow trout in the South Fork of the Snake River. This is all in hopes of reducing the population of the invasive species. Prize money ranging from $50 to $1,000 is awarded to any angler who turns in a rainbow trout head containing a coded wire tag. Fish and Game workers catch the fish and affix the tiny tags within the snout of the fish before releasing them in an effort to incentivize anglers to catch and keep the fish. Regional Fisheries Manager Brett High tells the Idaho State Journal that a few hundred anglers participate in the program each year, and about 4% of the heads they turn in have tags. Rainbow trout are the biggest threat to the Blue Ribbon Fisheries' native Yellowstone cutthroats because they compete with and interbreed with the cutthroat. In state news tonight, Idaho State Police troopers could start patrolling Pocatello and Coeur d'Alene on motorcycles. Idaho State Police Colonel Kendrick Wills told the Joint Finance Appropriation Committee on Tuesday that motorcycle troopers can do traffic enforcement as well as help with special events such as the popular Ironman competition in Coeur d'Alene. The agency's requested budget seeks 10 motorcycle troopers, but Governor Brad Little is recommending 2 in Pocatello, 2 in Coeur d'Alene, and 1 office specialist at a cost of $1 million for fiscal year 2020. Wills also wants to equip troopers with smartphones for customer service, public relations, and productivity. Little agrees that troopers need smartphones and is recommending $95,000. Overall, Little is recommending about $76 million for the agency. About $9 million of that is federal money. In news that's not quite newsworthy tonight, police say a Texas woman used her granddaughter's scooter to defend herself against a pair of machete-wielding men wearing clown masks who attempted to rob the woman and her husband. Police say Aretha Cardinal and her husband, Joseph Nelson, were in the driveway of their Texas home last week when the men approached and placed a machete to Nelson's throat. Authorities say Nelson wrested the machete away from one man while Cardinal grabbed the child's scooter from the driveway and used it to strike the other man. Nelson tells Houston television station KTRK the men tried to run away, but the couple chased them, smashing their vehicle window with the scooter. The 2 suspects were arrested for aggravated robbery charges. And Makenna Merrick, one last look at the 7-day forecast.
John, there's a 90% chance of snow Friday and a 60% chance on Wednesday.
Right, folks, better take it easy out there. That's it for us here tonight. Until we meet again, I'm John Webb. Have a great evening.